Hi, this is Alexander Marquez, and today I want to start talking about what is it that separates the truly successful and wealthy people of the world from the people that don't get to achieve the financial level that they want to achieve. It's easy to look at the world and determine that life is unfair because you have a certain percentage of people that seem to own all of the wealth. But you have so many people that live in poverty, so many people that are stuck in the middle class. What is it that separates people? What is it that separates people, and how can we reach the next level? Well, the first concept I want to talk about is the importance of long-term thinking. That is one of the key principles that separates the wealthy from the poor in the middle class. Because successful and wealthy people, they have disciplined themselves to think deep into the future. They literally have plans that stretch out years into the future. In fact, the longer, the more long term they think, the more wealthier they seem to become. And the mentality of wealthy people is usually a mentality of abundance. There's more than enough for everyone in the world. Unfortunately, the mentality of poor people is it's a scarcity mentality. That's why you look at the news and you see people protesting and demanding that the government give them, that they increase minimum wage, that the government give them this, that the government give them that. It's really, they don't realize that what they need to fix is their mindset. This scarcity mindset that there's not enough for everyone. There is plenty for everyone, but you have to be willing to develop a long-term thinking. You have to transform the way you think. But what are the areas of long-term thinking? Is it just wealth? Is it just money? Well, my focus on this video is to let you see that long-term thinking must be applied in every area of your life. For example, we have your financial long-term thinking. Where do you see yourself in 10 years financially? How much money would you like to have in the next 10 years? You have to set clear goals when it comes to your finances so you're able to reach them. Do you want to get out of debt? Do you want to maybe buy a new house? What do you want to achieve? You have to become clear on what you want to achieve deep into the future. So that's number one, is you have to plan, you have to have financial goals for the future. But that's not all. Number two is your emotional life. That's also important. What kind of relationships do you want to build? There's many people that end up getting rich, but in the process, because they're unethical people, they step over people, they backstab people, and in the end, they end up really damaging your reputation. So when it comes to relationship building, you also have to think long term. Yes, you can get massively successful by taking advantage of people, but in the end, it's really not going to produce the kind of results that you want in your life long term. So when it comes to building your network, when it comes to building relationships, when it comes to having the relationship with the opposite sex or friends, you also have to develop a long-term mentality. You want to treat people with a high degree of integrity, because in the long run, this is going to pay off. So instead of thinking just about yourself, you have to reprogram your mind to think in a win-win mode, where you always have to be thinking, how can both of us win in this relationship? How can I make the other person also come out on top as well as myself? That is the key to long-term success in relationships. Of course, number three is you have to think about your physical long-term well-being. What kind of physical level do you want to achieve? Of course, at the beginning of every year, it seems that everyone is determined to reach their perfect physical state. Unfortunately, most people can't keep it up. But when it comes to your physical health, it's also important to think long term. to think to what is the healthiest way you can eat, how much exercise you should be doing, because at the end of the day, it's not going to matter how much money you have if you're unhealthy. You're not going to be able to enjoy any of that wealth if you're sick and if you die young. So you have to think to yourself, how can I take care of this body that, in my opinion, God gave you, because I'm a spiritual person that believes in God, and I believe that your body is your temple that God gave you. So how will you take care of it? Because it is your vehicle. Your body is your vehicle that you're utilizing to get to where you want to go. It's just like a car. If you don't take care of your car, it's going to break down. Well, that is your vehicle that is taking you places. Your body is your vehicle that is taking you to where you want to go. So if you don't take care of it, it's going to break down, and in the end, you're going to be left with shattered hopes and dreams. So you have to think long term when it comes to your physical health. And number four is you have to take care of your mental health. It seems that most people just go to school, they get basic education, and then once they get out of school, they simply stop working on their mind. Well, your exterior world is really a reflection of who you are inside, who you are in your mind. And this is a secret that many people don't seem to understand. If you change your mindset, you literally change your reality, almost if it was by magic. But of course, it's not magic. It's just that when you change your mind, everything flows from your mind. So when you change your thoughts, it starts a process that eventually ends up changing your actions. And it's your actions that is going to change your results. But it starts with your mind. So what are your plans for your mental growth? What kind of books are you reading? What kind of audio courses are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Are you listening to anybody? If you're not reading, if you're not growing your mind, then how can you expect to build a successful and prosperous life? It's just not going to happen. So you have to work on your mind. You have to develop your mind. And you can't be the same person now that you were 5 years ago. If you're in the same mental state that you were 5 years ago, then you just wasted 5 years. Do you plan to be the same person in a mental state, the same mental state in 10 years? Or do you want to develop your mind to a higher degree? Obviously, the answer should be to develop your mind to a higher degree, and this will allow you to reach your other goals. So it all works perfectly together to create a perfect balance in your life. So when it comes to long-term thinking, you want to pay attention to all of these areas and become a balanced individual. And the last point I want to make is that you just have to develop this mindset that you're going to do whatever it takes to get to where you want to go. Once you commit in your mind that you're going to do whatever it takes, something powerful will happen, because you will have won the moment you decide that you're going to get to where you want to go no matter what. Because when you make that determination, it doesn't matter what obstacles appear before you, you will be able to overcome every single one of them, because you have already declared victory. So develop the mindset that you're going to do whatever it takes, and you will get there. But you're only going to get there if you apply what I cover in this video and think long term. Get out of that broke mentality of wanting instant gratification, wanting everything right now, and develop the long-term thinking that will lead you to success. This is Alexander Marquez. Visit my blog at alexandermarquez.net. Click on the 2 links that are below this video. The first one takes you to my blog, and the second one takes you to my free newsletter and ebooks, which are going to show you how to generate success online. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you on my next video. Take care.